Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Bulgaria. Welcome to Plovdiv. And welcome to an area in the northeastern part of Plovdiv, Stolipinovo. Plovdiv is a city with 350,000 inhabitants, and around 50,000 of those live in this district. It is one of Europe's biggest Roma districts. It's the biggest Roma district on the Balkan Peninsula. I've read unknowingly that the Balkans are a peninsula. And I'm here to show you what it's like in some part of a European country. That is to say, what we are about to see is crazy. And one can only wonder what has led to something like this. So this is also Europe. Don't mind my voice, I'm a little bit sick. Horse carriages, Adidas jackets and camouflage pants. Roma are around, I would say, a little bit witty or not. And they live in complete poverty, but they also live in complete segregation. Anti-Gypsyism is a term relevant, and it's just really sad that these people don't seem to be able to be integrated. And integration goes both ways, right? In society. So they move to settlements like this until they are evicted. Then they move to another settlement, Lunik 9, in Kosice in Slovakia. It's also a famous one. And this one, Stolipinovo, I haven't even heard of, to be honest. But let's check it out. From my point of view, I'm just in to see some Google Street View treats. This is also very fresh from June 2024, done by Google themselves. And yeah, on one hand, you can buy a Boss shirt, which I would assume is a counterfeit, fake shirt. On the other hand, people live in a lot of garbage. I don't even want to know what the health. Perhaps drug abuse, alcoholism, I don't know, maybe there's none of these here, but it's just really sad. You know, this is one of the biggest cities in your countries, and there's an area like this. Probably for some American viewers, it's not uncommon to have districts in the city that are, well, maybe not so much littered, but that are very run down. For me, it's really something new. I wasn't aware of it, you know. In a way, I am from Europe, and in a way I'm always thinking, well, you know, how bad would it be anywhere in Europe? And it's not bad because of these people, it's just bad because of the lack of money, hygiene, jobs, recycling, education, generally just integration of these communities, which starts with understanding, perhaps starts with awareness. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here by just looking at what it's like and maybe finding some, curiosities, perhaps is a good word for it. Party club mini market, no. Ramshackle is a word that comes to mind looking at this. It looks rather dilapidated, to say the least. I don't think terms like taxes, social security numbers, and healthcare mean a whole lot to these communities here. Self-organized, perhaps they are trying to integrate into society. There are, of course, Sinti and Roma organizations that, you know, fight for their rights and against discrimination, and rightly so. And yeah, it's just really sad to see human beings live like this, to say the least. I'm obviously no expert on the matter, I'm more of an expert with Google Street View and looking at places. And it's really, really unique. There are other places like this, but I don't think necessarily in that magnitude. What you do see in these parts is also Mercedes and BMWs, older models, like this one here. Yeah. At the same time, a horse carriage carrying this boy and this man into the unknown next to a kebab shop, which I would be curious about the reviews. Now, I wonder if the garbage is even picked up here. All these seem to have burned at some point as well. Everyone has satellite television to watch channels from other countries, I suppose. Or to watch any channels. A recycling drainage. I remember from Lunik 9 in Kozice there was always this famous situation that people would throw their rubbish out of the window. It doesn't look to be too different around here. I mean, for recycling companies this would be a feast. If you can turn this rubbish into some money, huh? And more is coming. Let's see what's around here. We are now moving a little bit outside of it, just to see how it potentially turns into another area, you know? I mean, this is very segregated. You could, in some ways, if the term wouldn't be so congested with previous meanings, not congested, let's just say charged or loaded, you could call it a ghetto. Now you have an intersection, and there, this house looks what you would otherwise expect a residential building in Plovdiv to look like. Even new. Alright. Then there's an area up here that we haven't seen, where I will go now. Now, how much litter can there be? I mean, in a way, it's interesting to see how much litter human beings even produce, you know? In a way, it's interesting. Just in a way. Right. It's another horse carriage. Somehow different times seem to coexist. Stray dogs. More Mercedeses. Be good Mercedes. Advertising. Now, people live in all sorts of conditions. They fix the house themselves. You see here the black, I don't know what it is, bitumen or something, whatever, some black glue. Freshly showered and dressed. I don't know, is it fair to say that it looks rough? Or is it mean to say that? I think it's possible to say it looks a bit rough. Here we have some more single family houses. I guess you could even call it a village. There's a chicken, a dog, people. And all these kids, of course. Loads of kids around. Bald and Bankrupt has made a video on Lunik 9. Quite mad. I don't think I would have the courage to do such a video, but yeah. Just general hangout. Adidas seems to be the brand of choice. Maybe it's just one of these faked brands, so you get cheap clothes that look like they were not cheap. And yeah, what a place, huh? All these figures have always some body parts missing. In a way, from my phenomenological point of view, I really enjoy having a laugh. I enjoy seeing certain things. And I think this is the right place for it. Here I did want to have a look at. This is what I would call the village. Tupac or something like this. So this is done by some guy that drove down here. Yeah, should I say courageously? I mean, how dangerous is it? Maybe your phone might get stolen out of your pocket if you walk around. I don't think anyone's gonna kill you per se. This is some attempt to keep it clean. The garbage has been put in one spot, which is nice. This might be a shop or a kiosk. It says very self-organized. Here this putting everything in one spot still has to happen. Well, if this wouldn't be so pixelated, this would be such a Balkan style picture. In a way. Just this car aesthetic and these blocks, but also these houses and shashlik. I mean, I'm running on stereotypes here, really. Yeah. Here we are where we were before. Perhaps let's go down. Looks a bit more decent. I jinxed it again. This car was an easy giveaway. Having one abandoned, old, broken car in your neighborhood really, decreases the whole neighborhood. Stops gentrification. This is the kind of car we see a lot. Even a very new BMW. Man hanging out in cafes. Always a nice sight. In case you wonder, they do have Cyrillic language here in Bulgaria, which one should be able to read if one could read Russian. But there was nothing as of yet that I felt the urge to translate. So even I get the feeling that in this neighborhood that we went to, this is by the way where we started, in this neighborhood that we went to, let me go back to it, maybe here, all these hangout spots, there are better streets and there are streets that are, this person really doesn't look like she's living here, but who knows, maybe she does. There are better and worse parts, I get this feeling, better and worse streets. This part here on the outside, well, is, I would say, one of the harshest parts to see, although generally it seems that people are forming communities, can one say it like this? Hang out a lot, which is nice. Families stick together, loads of children. And yeah, in a way, it's if you want, a city within a city here. Someone, probably the owner of this kebab shop, made some money and started to hectically build up a house, which now looks quite unfinished and anyway relatively cheesy with this fake stone fence here. Yeah, pretty interesting. I'm sure there's more fun things to see. It's nice how the density has been increased by building these one-story garages between these blocks that are probably left from, God knows, 70s, 80s when Bulgaria had some housing crisis and they set these up, and now most Bulgarians, if you can say so, moved to other parts of the city if they could. And Roma have moved here. Somehow such might happen. Every flat is kind of individualized through these different things that hang from the balcony. Raw meat and panties. And yeah, somehow all pretty interesting. But I think I have seen enough now. I invite you to have a look here if you want to impress your partner. And thank you very much for watching. And I see you when I see you. Take good care of yourself, more than me because I'm sick. and bye bye.